Welcome to the Manifesting Formula. I'm Christine Rizzo. In this week's episode, we are going deeper into cultivating your feelings. It's about the emotions of already being there and where you need to create that from. If you continue to come from a needy and wanting energy, you will only continue needing and wanting. It's a feeling of knowing, my friends, and I'm going to teach you how to do that in this week's episode. So keep listening to part 1 of learning how to feel good every day so you can start manifesting what you want. Hello, my beautiful friends. How are you all doing on this beautiful rainy day that we are having here in Florida? We are in rainy season here, and being a Floridian for the past 19 years, I can tell you the exact time that it's going to rain during the day. Every day it starts raining around 3 o'clock. That's right, every day during rainy season. And of course, I had to find out why it rains every afternoon at the same time. And this is what I learned. The daily storms happen because the sea breezes coming from both the Gulf Coast and the East Coast collide in the dead center of the state, which happens to be Orlando. And of course, this is where I happen to live. I should have researched this 19 years ago before we decided to move to Central Florida. Anyway, during the late spring and summer months of June through September, these sea breezes, which are caused from the tropical climate shifts, create severe storms down the center of the state. So, there, my friends, is your educational moment of the day. It's time to come from a place of gratitude. So tell me, what are you thankful for today? Today, I'm thankful for Airbnb. I love being able to stay in other people's houses and not have to stay in a hotel. So thank you to Brian Chesky and Joe Gebbia, who are the founders of Airbnb. They decided to rent out their apartment when a convention came to San Francisco. And since there were no hotel rooms available anywhere, they happened to buy 3 air mattresses and rented their apartment out. And that is where the name Airbnb came from. Air mattress, bed, and breakfast. Their idea took off and their dream came true. These men are billionaires today, all from the idea of renting out their space, from struggling to pay their rent that month. You just never know when an idea is going to manifest into your mind. Okay, let's get into today's topic, which is on learning how to feel good every day, which is exactly what I'm going to teach you in this week's episode. When you believe or when people think, I don't think it's possible for my dreams to come true, or to be happy every day, or to create an enormous amount of money in my life, it's all because of how you think. If you were to change the way you thought about yourself, your life, and what is possible, then you would be able to create the things that you want to. Your beliefs are what are holding you back, which is why you have a hard time receiving. You aren't allowing the universe to do its job. You've always been capable of receiving, my friends, but you haven't yet because you haven't changed your thinking. So, today I'm going to teach you how to feel your way into the action that you need to take in order to achieve your dreams, because this is the work that the universe wants you to hear. So, keep your journals out and take lots of notes. I'm not sure if any of you have heard of Joe Dispenza. Maybe some of you have. Joe is a motivational speaker, entrepreneur, and an author. He's big time in this industry. Anyway, he has this saying, remembering your future. I love this because I think it's really important when it comes to looking at your own life, looking at your future and what you can create. It's about paying attention to what you want in your future and investing in that instead of just living your everyday in your present. So, my goal here is for you all to understand that the formula, which has been around for centuries, is what you're going to use to change how you think, feel, and what you do, and therefore the outcome that you will get in your life. One of the things I want you to focus on in this episode is feeling good and how it's important for you to feel good so you can keep your frequency high and create the things that you want. I have a question for you all. How much mind time are you giving to your dreams? Meaning, how much time do you spend thinking about your dreams? I can bet you're giving a lot of mind time to your past. But how much time are you giving to your future? Probably not as much as you should be. How much time are you spending on meditating or putting thought to what is possible for you to create in your future? Really think about it because this is where the work comes in, my friends. And I could pretty much guarantee that many of you aren't. Maybe we can say you're giving about 10% of your energy and your thoughts to your future, if even that much. So let me let you in on a little secret. If you're not putting concentrated energy on your future, you can't create from your future. If 90% of your thoughts are coming from your past and the programming of your past, you are going to be an expert at recreating your past and recreating the level of income you have from your past and how you feel and the way you think. It's all habitual, my friends. All of it will just be recycled. And when you look at so many people's lives and you see the lack of change in them, the lack of growth, and how they haven't moved forward, that they're still living their lives exactly how they were 10, even 20 years ago, the reason is because we were never taught that we need to continuously recreate and refreshen our thought patterns. We need to keep dreaming, visualizing, and imagining by focusing on our future. And when we create a future that we love and that we can align with, we can then generate the emotion that we need and the motivation that we need in order to take the action to create it. So, one of the practices that you must do in order to create the future of your dreams is to feel your future ahead of time. We have spoken about this in a few different episodes, though there was a definite distinction that came to me recently in a way that hadn't come to me before. I know I've talked about these ideas before, but I really want to emphasize the difference between feeling as if you already have something, as if you already are in your future, experiencing that reality in your future, and therefore the feeling of having it. I want you to understand the difference from the feeling of wanting it because they are two very different things. Already having and wanting are two different feelings and two very different energies. When you already have something, you are the person that has it, which means the feelings are coursing through your body. The thoughts that you're thinking about are of abundance and of having, of completion, of the joy of being that. There isn't a separation between it. You're not wanting, you're not needing, you're not in a needy or wanting energy. The energy of wanting or needing is not an energy that is going to get you the things that you want at all, but will continue to give you the opposite. The feelings of needing and wanting will keep you attracting the needing and the wanting. So when I had this epiphany, I started thinking about how much time I actually spend experiencing my future ahead of time. How much time in the day do I spend in the oneness of my creation, in the person who is traveling around the world, who has already achieved that, who is enjoying being that person, and most importantly, feeling that? Because it's all about the feeling. We go after everything in our life because of how it's going to feel for us. So you see, it's not a feeling of wanting it. It's not a feeling of desiring it as much as it is a feeling of enjoying it, experiencing it, and being it. So when I talk to you about practicing feeling the emotion of your future, you can't actually feel anything in the future. You can only feel right now. So in this present moment, I want you to go inside your mind to the future. And I want you to think the thoughts of having, experiencing, and being in your future. And by thinking that in your mind in this very moment, you will start to create the exact emotion right now. You will create the feeling of abundance, the feeling of it already being yours. the feeling of being satisfied, and how proud you will feel within yourself right now in this very moment. Do you feel that vibration in your body from those thoughts in your mind? They feel so real. They feel so true. Those, my friends, are the feelings you want to feel. This is what I have witnessed in my mind, a possibility, a future for myself that I'm literally experiencing in this moment. And from that experience, I'm able to create in a way that is so much more powerful than if I didn't spend time in my future. This is one of the practices that I do while I meditate. I get into the feeling of my future, of me already being there, and my energy raises so high. I can actually at times feel my body vibrate. It is the coolest thing ever. So let me give you two examples to maybe help you better understand what I'm talking about. One, let's make believe that you're wanting to attract a significant other. And maybe we don't have to make believe, but that's going to be one example. And the other is that you're wanting more money in your life, which to me is a given for most people. There are so many incredible emotions that create positive energy, vibrations in our bodies that help us to motivate. There's the emotion of love, which you all know is the highest vibration you can feel. There's fun, excitement, gratitude, feeling worthy, feeling complete, feeling proud of yourself, feeling acceptance within yourself, peaceful, successful, accomplished, excellent, amazing, feeling free, healthy, feeling calm, and even satisfied. There's an exercise I do with my clients. We talk about the top 3 feelings. And when you look at your day and you look at the feelings that you have in a day, how many of them are positive emotions? How many of those are you generating on purpose because you're going to your future and remembering it and creating it on purpose to generate those emotions? You do know that your future is your property. It's your real estate that you need to invest in for how you want your future to turn out. We all have the power, my friends, to create the exact life that we want. But it can't just get handed to us. There's work involved. So ask yourself if you are willing to do the work. Are you willing to put the time in? Or would you rather just live your life the way you have been for the past 20 years, bitching and complaining over why your life has turned out the way it has? It's a choice. Which one are you going to choose? Most of us go through our lives unconsciously. We live in a 50-50 world of positive and negative emotions, but we're not even creating them consciously. They are the same old emotions that we choose to feel over and over and over again. We are continuously living through our habitual emotions because we're not creating from our future. So, first, you want to know exactly what it is you want. The more specific you are, the better. You don't want to confuse the universe, like I mentioned in episode 8, Universal Lingo. The reason why you need to get specific is because being specific about your desires, about what you want, will help to ignite a deeper emotion inside of you, which will then get you on a higher frequency. If you were to just say that you want to meet a person to spend the rest of your life with, you will wind up creating a certain level of emotion. But if you were to get super specific and say you want to meet someone that has their own business, that's very ambitious, maybe that is a certain height, maybe 5'10" or 6'2", depending on what you're attracted to. Someone that loves to travel, that wants to go to Thailand and to Dubai, who has a lot of experience in their life from traveling around the world, who's intelligent, who loves entertaining and has lots of friends, maybe someone who has a great relationship with their family, and who is spiritual. As soon as you start getting really specific about the things that you want in your significant other that you're going to attract, then you can start cultivating the visualization of being with that exact person. And I know when I can specifically visualize something in my mind, I can then experience the emotion of having exactly what I have visualized. It's how we create, my friends, by visualizing exactly what we want and getting super detailed. The same is true for everything in your life, your career, and with your money. What is the amount of money you want to make? How do you want your work life to be? What do you want to spend that money on? You want to visualize what it will be like to see that amount of money that you want to have in your bank account, your savings, and in your checking account. Maybe you want to see your mortgage bill come in and it says paid in full. Maybe you want to see your credit card statements come in saying balance zero. So, this step, my friends, can take some time, the visualizing and thinking about it. What helps me is to write it down, to write all about it by writing my story out and putting it on paper, reading it out loud, and then feeling it. And I want to just be clear to all of you. It doesn't really matter if you find the exact person you're visualizing or if you create the exact amount of money. You say you want someone 6'2" and you wind up meeting someone 5'11". That's not the actual point of getting specific. The point to all of this is to be as detailed as you can so you can create the visualization to cultivate the emotion so you will be on a high frequency. So I want you to make a list of exactly what it is you want. And don't be afraid to dream big. Dream of everything that you want for yourself. In a perfect world, if you could have whatever it is you want, what would that be? Write that all down. And then I want you to read it out loud every single day. Feel the love for having it and start living like it's already yours. Thank you all for listening to the Manifesting Formula. Next week, we will get into part 2 of how to feel your way into feeling good every day. If you have any questions about today's episode, you can reach me in the show notes. Oh, also, if you haven't started following me on Instagram, you should. You can find me at Christine Rizzo 444. I started making reels on manifesting. They are fun and you won't want to miss those. Have a beautiful day wherever you are in the world, sending you all so much love, peace, and abundance. And if no one has told you today, I love you. See you next week. Bye. My friends, have you signed up for the new course that I just released? 5 Steps to Attracting Whatever You Want? If you haven't already, you should. There is so much amazing content and the value of this course is incredible. Once you sign up, you can take the course at your own pace. And there's no time limit to how long the course is yours. It's yours forever. So that means you can go back to it as often as you feel as a refresher to keep reminding yourself what you need to practice. There are 6 modules with 42 lessons. There's a lot of amazing content for you, videos, worksheets, and fun assignments. So my friends, if you haven't signed up, do it. You'll be so happy you did. Just go to www.thelifecoach.academy and click on the course to start today. If you are interested in signing up for our coach certification course, you can access that course there as well. Our coach certification course is hands down one of the best certification courses out there. Just head on over to our website at www.thelifecoach.academy. What you are going to learn is going to blow your mind.